Hello everybody and welcome to the I See You program. With this video we are going to introduce the module 1, which is critical thinking. In this we will see 3 points that then will be extended by material that you will find in the platform to work on the topic. The 3 points we are going to introduce are what is critical thinking, the practice, and why is critical thinking important to entrepreneur. Let's go to the first. What is critical thinking? The European Commission establishes a categorization of entrepreneurial competence in knowledge, which is learn to understand entrepreneurship, skills, which is learn to do entrepreneurship, and attitude, which is learn to become an entrepreneur. So for us, critical thinking is an entrepreneurial competence. Well, critical thinking is something we do every day without realizing it. We think critically about simple tasks such as shopping for an apple, isn't it? When we are doing it, we could think, doesn't look right. What is grow up locally? Is it organic? Is organic food better for me? For example, we also think critically when we decide which movie to see, don't we? Maybe we think who the director is, who are the actors, what my friends said about it. Do my friends' opinion matter to me? So we think critically every single day without even thinking about it. And is defined critical thinking as reasonable reflective thinking focused on deciding what to believe or do. But when it comes to the most important and controversial issues in our society, such as healthcare, illegal immigration, climate change, whom to vote for, and many others, we often find it too difficult or time-consuming to really think critically about them. So, how to use critical thinking to the practice? Critical thinking is not about thinking more or thinking harder. It's about thinking better. A critical thinker can begin to clear away the confusion by questioning statement and assumption, by do not taking information on authority until he has investigated himself, by putting himself in other people's shoes, by understanding all his options, and by failing until he succeeds. What do we want to say with questioning statement and assumption? Is that we make a lot of assumptions about almost everything. It is how our brain processes certain piece of information and how we get along in everyday life. You could say they are the foundation of our critical framework, but what if those assumptions turn out to be wrong, or at least not entirely truthful? Then the whole foundation will need to be rebuilt from the bottom up. When we say do not take in information on authority until he has investigated it himself, we mean it's important to get in the habit of using your instinct to investigate questionable piece of information. If you are not satisfied with an explanation, ask about it. If you question a fact, read about it or try to test it yourself. Like this, soon enough you will build up your own judgment. And don't be ashamed asking. No, don't be ashamed on asking. Who say that? Is that so reliable? Do you have data that's supporting that claim? Has that been scientifically proven? Are you qualified to speak on this topic? And do you have a personal stake in the issue? In putting himself in other people's shoes, what we want to say is that empathy can also help you develop your critical thinking competence. Whether it is improving your negotiation tactic or understanding literature better, putting yourself in the shoes of others will help you imagine their motivation, aspiration, and turmoils. And you can use this information to get leverage, be persuasive, or just plain be a better person. With understanding all his options, well, when you want to use your critical thinking skill to act, it helps to know what your options are. We often box ourselves into believing that we are stuck with only one option, when probably there are others. We just need to stop, open mind, and reflect in order to see and understand them. With fail until you success, we mean that no fear, that take the bull by the horns. I mean, be fearless in the face of the fear be fearless in the face of the failure. Failure is just another way of figuring out what does not work. Use failure to your advantage by learning from your lessons. The popular myth that is that successful people never fail, when the truth is that successful people fail until their success, at which point their success is the only thing that's visible. Now we should talk about why is critical thinking important to entrepreneurs. Well, critical thinking is a domain general thinking skills. The ability to think clearly and rationally is important whatever we choose to do. If you work in education, research, finance, management, or the legal profession, then critical thinking is obviously important. But critical thinking skills are not restricted to a particular subject area. Being able to think well and solve problems systematically is an asset for any career. Critical thinking is very important in the new knowledge economy. The global knowledge economy is driven by information and technology. One has to be able to deal with change quickly and effectively. The new economy places increasing demands on flexible intellectual skills and the ability to analyze information and integrate diverse sources of knowledge in solving problems. Good critical thinking promotes such thinking skills and is very important in the fast-changing workplace. Critical thinking enhances language and presentation skills. Thinking clearly and systematically can improve the way we express our ideas. In learning how to analyze the logical structure of text, critical thinking also improves comprehension abilities. Critical thinking promotes creativity. To come up with a creative solution to a problem involves not just having new ideas. It must also be the case that the new ideas being generated are useful and relevant to the task at hand. Critical thinking plays a crucial role in evaluating new ideas, selecting the best one, and modifying them if necessary. Critical thinking is also crucial for self-reflection. In order to live a meaningful life and to structure our life accordingly, we need to justify and reflect on our values and decisions. And critical thinking provides the tool for this process of self-evaluations. And last, critical thinking is the foundation of science and democracy. Science requires the critical use of reason in experimentation and theory confirmations. The proper functioning of a liberal democracy requires citizens who can think critically about social issues to inform their judgments about proper governance and to overcome biases and prejudice. So all that are reasons for why is critical thinking important to entrepreneur. That's all for today, but now I will show you 3 different tasks that you should answer in the platform forum. You have more material, additional material, of course, in the platform, and you can use it, and you must use it. But we need that you also answer the following question in the forum that are about critical thinking. Practice your critical answer to the following questions. What is a social entrepreneur? It is possible to make business from a social entrepreneurship. About questioning assumption, which assumption do you think people have concerning social business? And do you have any assumption on that? And for questioning things, we would like that you answer, are there any social problem you consider it is possible to solve in a different way it is now being taken? And which other social question do you have? Well, with that and the additional material that you have in the platform, you are ready to answer this question. That's all, and see you soon in the next topic.